What up? What up? What up? What up? Mile high salute. Mile high salute. So, um, I was supposed to do an interview tonight, but it got rescheduled. So, I thought I'll knock out a requested video by the homie Locked out, and he wanted me to do a video on youth offender system out here. What up, Big Tommy? What's cracking with you, Rada? How you doing tonight? Mile high salute. Yes, sir. So he wanted me to do a video on YOS youth offender system out here in Colorado. Now, um, I have some family members that were in YOS. I never made it to YOS, but I do have a baby bro that he got caught for an adult case, and he went to the penitentiary at 14. He caught a juvenile case at 14, and he pled out to a YOS um, case, and he got 7 years juvenile life, till he was 21. But one thing I could tell you about YOS and like people that go into YOS at a young age, um, they program at an early age because everything in YOS is a program, right? For juveniles, they don't really get the necessary traits that a youngster should get, and it affects him. My baby bro, he went from 14 to 21, and it affected him at 21, and he got out, and he was still like trying to live. He still had the aspect of a little boy because he was 14 when he went in. Big Ghost, what's up, my bro? Mile high salute. And I seen the dramatic effect of how it affected him as an older grown up. He really lost a lot of his childhood to the system. And then when he got out, he had to jump through all these hoops. Wow, if you don't get the home training, you're going to be affected by that. And he was affected by that when he got older. He tried to, what up, Big Gore? What's up with everybody? Mile high salute to everybody. He tried to relive his younger days, and he really didn't have that training of work ethic and, being a man. So we're going to go over this, man. YOS, Youth Offender System, it was created in the 90s, right? We had an era out here called the Summer of Violences from, I would have to say, honestly, to be truthful, it started kicking up like in 92 all the way to 95. And the Summer of Violences was an era where there was a lot of gang violence out here. A lot of people were dying behind colors. Crips and Bloods had hit in 89, like late 80s. And the wave of gang violence just spread all over the Denver metro, which it led to a lot of youngsters getting killed out here. They had enough of it. They created a thing called Youth Offender System for all the young gangbangers. And a lot of youngsters at that time frame, they were super infatuated with gangs. So they were trying to give these young kids an alternative to get their lives together. But the thing about it is, bro, we all know when you're locked up in an environment of just people that are gangbanging, and it's all that, and everything in that lockup is a concrete jungle, bro. You really adapt to that. And see, one thing about YOS, I'll tell you this, bro. The penitentiary, there's structure, and you got to follow rules in the penitentiary because there's killers and there's lifers and stuff, right? You got to follow protocol. But in YOS, these are all youngsters that are still in their prime, and they're activated. I mean, everybody in YOS, gang bang central. Every kid in there is trying to earn stripes. Every kid in there is trying to earn a name. And they got older family that's in DOC, so they're trying to get their respect from their older family. One story about YOS, man. I was in the penitentiary in DOC. I had to go from DOC all the way back to Adams County in the Denver Metro to go get a writ and run my cases concurrent. I had a governing case, but I still had a warrant for a case previous to that, and I had to go get them ran concurrent. So they picked me up from Canyon City, and they shipped me all the way back to Adams County. I went on a week writ, right? And when I came back, the delay over, you had to go through YOS, and my baby bro was in YOS at this time. But I walk into YOS, bro, and it's a pod. It's like a county pod, right? Bro, tell me why when you walk into the YOS county pod, you got all these little youngsters hitting you up with gang signs. They're striking you up with their neighborhoods. You know, they're hitting you up with every gang sign that they can. Boom, 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 boom. They're hitting you up. You look at these little youngsters like, these fools are little kids. They're teenagers. But in that system, everybody's banging in YOS. You know, it's pretty much a gladiator for young kids, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You know what it is, man. Another one. You know, mile high salute to the family. Happy birthday to the family. That's what I'm saying. Daniel Berry, another year of good times, you know. And I thought it was interesting because my baby bro, he would call and I would be asking him questions, and he'd be like, "We just got on lockdown. We just went on lockdown." And I'm like, "Damn, the little kids, they're doing riots at the YOS," but they were like super activated, bro. These fools were gang banged out because I'm telling you, they don't have OGs in YOS. So the youngest fools are the OGs. They're running the program, and it's not necessarily like a prison atmosphere because it's so young, but they all do get it in. So let's read up on this, man. Let's read up on some YOS. The main campus of Youthful Offender System, YOS, is located on the grounds of the Mental Health Institution of Pueblo. So YOS, pretty much, it's in Pueblo, Colorado. That's about an hour away from Denver, Colorado. It's like an hour away. It says the IDO building, which includes intake and diagnostic and the orientation training phase, is located at the La Vista Correctional Facility. So there's actually a mental house that's on them same premises. When you're in DOC and you're going to DOC, like you're going to a facility, there's two places you can go, like to do a delay over. You can go to YOS and you could get delay over there, but I think they go like south. They go south Colorado, right? And then you go to South House 5, which if you were out here and you were in the penitentiary system, you're always going to hear about Canyon City. Canyon City Complex, it's the biggest complex of prisons out here. So if you're going to South House 5, more than likely, you might be going to Canyon City Complex. And once you're in Canyon City Complex, it's hard to actually leave the Canyon City Complex. I spent 2 years in the Canyon City Complex till my points went down. But South House 5 is a delay over place in DOC. And when I say delay over place, bro, it's the old prison. It's not the new prisons, because a lot of the new prisons, they look like units. They look like actually county units. But when you go to South House 5, if you ever looked on a movie like Red Redemption or History X, bro, and they had them tiers with the sliding doors for prison bars, well, that's what South House 5 actually looks like. YOS, on the other hand, it's just like a ordinary county stay. You know what I'm saying? They got units and stuff. So let's read up a little bit more on this. The youth offender system was established as a result of legislation activated in the 1993 special session of Colorado legislation. YOS is a Colorado Department Correction facility designed as a comprehensive model that delivers rehabilitation programs and services that prepare individuals for success and re-entry. So basically what this is saying, it's supposed to be programs that send young kids through this program to get away from life sentences, because if you don't pass YOS, you actually go to DOC. You have a top sentencing. Like, so if you skip 50 years and they give you a juvenile life case, you're going in there to try to get the juvenile life case and get out in 7 years. But if you mess up, they're sending you to prison. So you got that over your head. These youngsters still got these tails over their head, and they give a lot of people a lot of good like chances in there. But like I said, man, when you're young and you're trying to earn your stripes, there's a lot of individuals that's going to be in there gang banging. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be distractions to these youngsters. And a lot of them individuals actually don't make it out the YOS program, bro. They go to DOC. And when they do go to DOC, they got them sentences over their head. So a little youngster might have 7 years, right? Might have 7 years. And then if they get in trouble and they got 40 years over their head, they're going to go do the rest of that 40 years in DOC. They're going to go to the big house. So they're trying to help. But when you have animals in a cage, bro, it doesn't work out like that. It's a hard environment, you know? Let's see. Phase. Institutional phase 2 and phase 3, all which are administered by the Division of Prison. YOS houses both male and female as juveniles and young adults, ranging from 14 to 19, which my bro, they changed over the age, and he went to 21. He graduated. Like I said, he graduated from YOS. It was a good aspect for him. So let me see. I'm going to get some more information on that aspect. Now, I thought this was a cool little, I thought this actually would have been a cool, let's see if they got, I think they got a video of YOS on here. I'm going to see real quick. Oh, here it is. Let's watch this real quick. Let me see if I can. So they have actual people that fulfilled the program successfully, and they came back to be mentors at the YOS program, man. There it is right there. Boom. We're going to share this real quick. Let's watch this.
Charges. When I first went down, it was pretty hard because I was in county with way older people than me, and most of them been in prison their whole life. My parents had very low income. My parents got the
see, and that's the thing too is, bro, like when you catch a case as an adult, you go to the county as an adult. It's where I live. Yeah, what's up, David? You over there in South Colorado? When these youngsters right here, this is the thing about this, bro. When these youngsters catch their case, they don't go into the county as young kids. They actually go in to the county as an adult. So all these youngsters, they're in actually the real counties. There's not a separate place where these youngsters be. So they're in the county with the adults fighting adult cases. So like he said, he was in the county with actual fools that were fighting murder cases, fools that were fighting real big cases, looking at a lot of time. Now, how do you think a youngster like that, 14, 13 years old, how does it affect a youngster like that, bro? They get embedded with this program, bro, and then they kick them out to the streets after their sentence, and they expect them to do good, which sometimes it doesn't work like that, because after 7 years, you get programmed, and then it turns into a life of, penitentiary. It's a revolving door.
My parents got divorced, and I was started out young, stealing, and I was around the gang life when I was younger. I was living a lifestyle, always robbing, using drugs and alcohol. The only reason why I had you around me is so I could use you. I got 6 counts of terroristic threats, prohibited person with a deadly weapon, and 3rd-degree assault. I've been down for almost a year now. I'll be 20 when I will get out. I've been going to Bible studies, AA, NA. This is my first youth fellowship, but it makes me feel pretty good knowing that there's a lot of people that care for us.
So when I was locked up, man, I went in at 18, right? And I only can imagine, like, being this young, because at 18, I was so traumatized by prison. This right here has to be 10 times more traumatization because they're so young. They're still babies, bro. At 18, I got traumatized at 18 being a youngster. One of the younger fools in DOC with a young number. 7 years, which my brother served also, man. You got to understand that has to be a situation where it traumatizes a young kid, man. He gets out. What is he expecting? He goes back to what he knows. He goes back to what he's comfortable with. And really, these programs, they don't really what are they conducive for a youngster that is involved with the gang life? They go back to what they know. They go back to what they're comfortable with. And it's just like, I wish there was more alternatives for young kids, you
and
know?
think that we could do good. In prison, I feel like I got closer to God. I read the Bible more every day, and I've been feeling better about myself. I feel like God wants me here because if I would have kept doing the lifestyle I was living, I would have probably ended up dead by now or serving a life sentence. But He blessed me with opening my eyes a couple times. My hopes for my future is to get married to my girl when I get out, get my own place. Ever since I got closer to God, I feel like I got more of a chance of making it this time.
Let's see real quick. So yeah, that's a crazy aspect, man, to really think like, and that's the thing, like with baby bro, my baby bro, man, he was telling me, homie, like, you could try to do good in that environment in YOS, but the youngsters, they're going to push the line 10 times harder than even adults because the youngsters are still trying to earn their name. They still trying to earn the respect. They still trying to, you know what I'm saying, push that line for they are noticed by older dudes. Now, when you get to a DOC, it's always going to be respect. You're always going to have protocol. You got to follow the protocol. In there, they don't really have protocol, homie. They don't really have protocol. And one reason why they don't have protocol is because it's not really the serious of penitentiaries. So all them kids that are in YOS, youth offender system, they're running amok, homie. They're doing the most. They're acting like kids. They're over there, talking back to the guards and shit and hollering at the guards, fuck you and this and that. And that's what it develops into the program over the whole 7 years. They get out to the streets. They don't really have no guidance from in there. And they say that them programs are supposed to help the youngsters. It's not, it don't help whatsoever. So it's crazy. It's just crazy to think about that shit, Let's see real quick.
Barbed wire lines the fence around Mount View Youth Services Center. Some would argue it's to keep from anything getting out. Frankie Childs,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
may know a thing or two about that.
And that's exactly what it was, is a cover-up.
Frankie is a convicted juvenile. He served some of his time at Mount View. In January 2022, just a month before his release date, he had a run-in with some of the staff. He was told he would not participate in programs, so he refused to go back to his room until he spoke to someone. According to court documents, in came a program manager named Mike.
Big Bear, you
Mike
said
just
with the
kind of
Rada, how you
provoked
doing
me
tonight?
into making the situation a little bit bigger than what it was supposed to be, and made me stand up. And once I stood up, they restrained me. He talked me over the couch, and they started restraining me.
In a lawsuit filed by Frankie's attorney, Mike then brought Frankie to his room where he told everyone to clear out. Mike and another program manager named Brad stayed.
Brad kind of closed the door and stood in front of it a little bit so I couldn't get out or nobody else could get in and the cameras wouldn't be able to see. And then Mike started strangling me and stuff, slamming me and just choking me, putting his knee all on my chest.
This is a young kid. This is a youngster. This is not even a
Cameras
man.
didn't
This is a
capture
kid.
the incident, but a few employees were able to see through the door window, including one who said he saw Mike, quote, pick up Frankie by his throat and slam him on the ground.
I kept telling him, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
According to the lawsuit, Mike was moved to oversee another area, but there was no other discipline. Frankie hopes that changes.
It's not just Mike. I want anybody that's like Mike, any staff member that is like Mike, to be taken out of a position where they have to work with these youth daily.
The Colorado Department of Human Services, which oversees the Division of Youth Services, would not comment on pending litigation, but says safety is their main focus.
So baby bro, you know, and that's what I was saying, man. Baby bro, like he went in at 14, and I could only imagine this is a young, you know, and this is the thing is, bro, is like you already programmed by the hood, right? At a young age. So my baby bro messed up. He was my co-defendant. We got in trouble, right? He goes in 14 years old, and he's fighting a case, bro. He's fighting a case as an adult. They don't send him to the Montview, the one that we just watched. That's actually like a juvenile jail. But my baby bro went to the county as an adult and fought an adult case. As a young kid, man, that has to be traumatizing, because when I was fighting my case at 18, I was young. I was still a kid. I was still a youngster. 18, yes, they say you're an adult, but that was like a traumatization in my brain. My mental was so fucked up. So now that I think about it, at 14, imagine what that does to a little youngster. And then you got little youngsters in there tripping on a regular basis, because kids, we know the kids are going to act out. Baby bro went in there, and he's basically in a concrete jungle with all these youngsters. All these youngsters gang banging. They're trying to earn their way. So baby bro, all he knows how to do is survive, and he fights. He gets out after 7 years, 21, and this fool came out fighting out here in the streets multiple times, going back and forth, because that's what he learned in there. It was just a big ass program. But they need to change this shit up, man. They definitely need to change it up for people that are in there that young, and give them some opportunity. You know, it's a wild aspect, man. Let's read annual reports. Boom, facility. Let's see real quick. What up, Big Conrad? What's up? Yeah, we just talk about YOS, bro, and the effects it has on youngsters and kids. There was a lot of individuals from Colorado that you would hear about big cases and would end up in YOS. And then you talk to these little youngsters, man. You talk to these little youngsters, and some of them youngsters at that age, the teenager age, they didn't feel like they had any hope. These fools' biggest goal was to go to DOC. Like, I'm going with the big homies. You know what that creates, man? I think about that shit, bro. It creates an individual that goes through that revolving door over and over and over and over. And some people just don't figure it out. But that's what them youngsters was looking forward to, bro. I'm going to the pen. I'm going to DOC. Some of them fools thought it was an honorable prize to wear. And as the individual that I know down the road that DOC was watered down, I'm like, little youngster, that's not the place to go. You want to get back out there to your family. You want to get back out there to your loved ones, you know? So, you know, whatever we can do to help the youngsters stay off of that path, bro, like that's the whole goal, to be honest. Let me see real quick. I'm going to try to get a couple more things on YOS. Let me see if they got the documentary, bro. They had a documentary. Oh, here we go. Let's see this. What up, Big Jess? What's up with you, Rada? My high salute to everybody.
I'm Denver juvenile defense attorney Michael Becker. The Youthful Offender System, or YOS, is a detention facility in Pueblo, Colorado, specifically for minors convicted of violent offenses. Compared to the normal adult prison system, fewer people who pass through YOS commit another crime. Here are 3 things to know about YOS. 1, like typical jails, the YOS facility is surrounded by high fences and razor wire. But inside the facility, YOS focuses on rehabilitating inmates rather than punishing them. The program starts out highly structured, but the last 3 months are more relaxed and emphasize independent living. In the final phase of the YOS program, inmates are released from the facility for community supervision. Throughout the program, inmates are taking classes and counseling to help them integrate into the community as productive members of society. 2, the average YOS program ranges from 2 to 7 years with no credit for good behavior. But this is much shorter than the sentence inmates would be serving had they gone to prison instead.
So really, bro, it's like they get a whole sentence and they really don't have like anything to actually look forward to. Like, I could get out on good time. It's just a full sentence. And yes, like he said they go in and there's a governing sentence over their head. So if they fuck up, they're going to the big house. They're going to the big house. They're going to ship them off. You get so many chances at YOS and then they ship you off to the big house. And these young, it's so fucked up because there's so much barriers in the YOS buildings with all the gangbanging and youngsters acting crazy that there's people that don't make it, homie. And then they got to go and do the rest of their time in YOS, 50 plus years, 40 plus years. The homie that I always talk about that caught a murder case at 14, he had a chance to go over here and he was gonna do it. He fucked up, and now this fool had to go do 48 plus years, and he's on that yard for a lot more time than he could have been doing it if he would have finished the program. But that was over his head, and they made him go do the rest of his time. You know, not the foot center. This is just for youth offender system, bro. These are for like the young juveniles that are actually looking at cases like adults. And we're all one mistake away from that. But I'll tell you like this, like the neighborhoods, the hood, foot center. I know about the foot center too, man. The foot center, you got, the Gilliam, Montview, ROP. And then you get the last chance because YOS, you actually get a DOC number. You know what I'm saying? They give you the DOC number. And a lot of times, bro, in these neighborhoods, like our hoods, bro, it builds us to actually go down this path. If you got a generational aspect of like uncles in gangs and family in gangs, it's destined that a lot of youngsters go down that path of their family. And, when I think about it, homie, that there's not really a lot of alternatives in the neighborhoods nowadays, but who's in the neighborhood? And the neighborhood brings nothing but that aspect, that action, that toxicness. And we got young fools in gang banging central out here, and everybody's going down that path where it leads down to the destruction of prison systems, YOS. So yeah, that's a little bit about youth offender system out here in Colorado. I know different cities have different names for it. I know California, I think it's like YA. And even in them, when you talk to them Cali boys, they say that YA is sometimes worse than DOC out there. Worse than them compounds, because them youngsters are not playing no games, bro. They are tripping about theirs.
In Denver now, a teenager that escaped from a juvenile detention center is back in custody. 17-year-old Long Dao and another teen walked out on May 6. CBS 4 learned someone threw a gun over the center's fence. One of the teens
picked up the gun, right there,
held the other hostage to get out of that center. Police captured one of the teens nearby, and police today say Thao was back in custody, but did not say where or how they captured him.
So that right there, that little juvenile place right there, that's right in the center of the hood, bro, the Gill. You know what I'm saying?
6 days after 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham vanished on her way to get the school bus.
It was easy to get stuff over there. And there was a couple times they got pistols in that little center right there. People would throw guns over there, and the youngsters would be right in the hood, the Gilliam. And they didn't have no control over that shit either, bro. So yeah, it's crazy, man, how shit's built though. But I'd be interested in that shit. Like, damn, homie, these little youngsters, And like I said, man, when I went over there, when I had went through the YOS, bro, I'm not gonna lie, homie. I got hit up by this Sal. I got hit up by this Sal. The fool was mugging me. The little young kid was mugging me. Started hitting me up with gang signs like boom, 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 boom. I said, damn, little homie, where you from? Homie, I'm from whoop-de-whoop. This is what I do. I said, damn, okay, killer. You know what I'm saying? But probably that's what it is. He was a real life killer. He was getting it in. And I guess they were saying that they just had got on lockdown for a riot. I said, damn, these little youngsters is super turned up because, you know, in like DOC, a riot's going to happen if it's pushed, right? If something's pushed in DOC, because nobody wants to lose their privileges. Nobody wants to lose what they got going on, their routines, because once they have a riot, the whole fucking facility is about to be on lockdown for months. And if it's a bad riot, I know fucking a whole 6 months the facility's on lockdown. You know what I'm saying? But in YOS, they didn't care, bro. They was on lockdown every other week. Them little young kids would come out and they would just start rioting again. And when we pulled up over there, bro, they had multiple people in the hole that went extra. They were busting out windows and all kinds of stuff. My baby bro's in YOS at the time. So when I talked to him when he got out, he said, yeah, homie, it set off in one room and then it set off to the other room and everybody just got involved. And they were all moving together as a unit and they were breaking shit. They got into the files. I was like, these little kids, bro, these little youngsters they're wilding out, man. They're wilding out. But yeah, that's for the homie Locked Out. He wanted to hear about YOS. I just thought I'd do a small little thing for the homie. We gotta do better for the younger generation, homie. We gotta do better for the younger generation. Like we have to be an example to youngsters, bro. Because once you get in that system at an early age, it's hard to break them barriers of getting out. Like that shit it falls on, bro. It falls on everybody when they're young, and then you just repetitive through that door, you know? I said, dang, bro, like one mental aspect my bro has, bro, that he could not get under control was you would think homie was still 16, 17. He got out as a grown-ass man, and this fool wanted to fight over the smallest things. Because in there, you fought over the smallest things. In there, one little fool says they roast each other. They roast each other, and this fool would get mad, homie, and he would want to fight. I said, bro, you're back to the real world, brother. My little bro. I said, you're back to the real world. You have to get that under control because not everybody out here is going to take it to that extent. And you're going to be back in the penitentiary because you already have a record. And he's like, I just can't get that under control because where I was just at, it was all crazy. Where I was just at, a little youngster roast you and everybody started laughing. You just punch them in their mouth. I said, I understand. Millie Mill, what's up with you, bro? So it was crazy, bro, like to hear that shit. Because like I said this, homie. I said this, and this is real talk. And this is something I had to understand, right? I had to understand it myself. Being 18 around people that were fighting murder cases and capital murders, I was in a pod full of lifers. Like, bro, I woke up the day I got hemmed up. I woke up in the unit, and it was a super max unit. These are all fools that are fighting capital murders, bro. People are, you know what a capital murder, they're trying to give these dudes the death penalty. The homie was looking at the death penalty, bruh, out here in Colorado. I think my case was the littlest one, and there was murder in the wording. And I'm thinking to myself, these motherfuckers they were out here really killing fools, chopping fools up. So anyways, I had to learn that aspect of like, it's serious, bro. Like, I think the lowest time was like this dude looking at 25 years in the pod I was, bro. Like everybody else was looking at murders, and murder cases and big cases. But when I got to the penitentiary and I was fighting in the county, I got to the penitentiary, like older homies had to tell me, like, we don't just fight just to fight in here. Like, you gonna set off a domino effect, and it's gonna set off a war. And I didn't understand how deaf it was to that till somebody set off a war over canteen because somebody owed somebody a fucking Twinkie, bro. Some fucking wham whams and bam bams, and that shit got to this fool, and he thought he was jacking them from the store. And this motherfucker said, "Hey, you ain't getting me." It turned into a group fight over that shit. Then it went into a whole fucking group fight between two cars over a fucking Twinkie, over a fucking wham wham, bro. That's just wild. 25 to life. That's a mental challenge, bro. What do you do? What do you do at that time? You're fighting for your life. I mean, they have your life in their hands. Now, the youngsters, my bros' age, they didn't give a fuck. Them fools was fighting at every drop of the dime, homie. Them motherfuckers was fighting for the littlest thing. My brother used to say that them motherfuckers would be in the sound. They would say, it's fight session Wednesdays. Go in the sound and just boom, 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 chunk them. I said, damn, homie, you can't do that in the penitentiary. You ain't doing that in the penitentiary. Motherfuckers will take that shit to extreme, get beat up, and they'll come back with a blade. I said, yeah, these fools is wilding out over here, man. They wilding out. That's just crazy, man. Let's watch this dude. Let's see real quick. What is this dude right here? What up with it, Rod? A big Rod. What's cracking with it, Rod?
Our security protocols, procedures we have in place, have always been built to keep electronic communication outside of the facilities and not inside.
If I want to send a message, I just select.
See, that's an interesting shit right there too, man. So Colorado, they get these right now too. Look at the shit. They get tablets in Colorado State Penitentiary. Where were the fucking tablets when I was doing time? I want to know where the tablets were when I was doing time, homie. I want to know where you could listen to music when I was doing time. I said, damn. You couldn't get anything when I was doing time. I think the only thing you could get was a damn radio that played the same fucking music from country. And I promise you, you think people didn't listen to that shit? The older fools, you don't think them fools was listening to country? You had full-grown gangbangers that knew every song on the country station and Pocos Pedal Locos. they were writing letters to their hyenas, bro. And these motherfuckers these fools will be full-on gangsters riding right into the Mexican music. I said, damn, homie. You know, that's just crazy. Now they got these right here. They got these. They got the tablets. What did that say? Hold on, I gotta read that. What did that say? Said the tablets can be used for phone. You can actually call off the tablets, bro. Somebody gonna have to report. What the hell? Where did this come into play? What year did this come into play? Because I left DOC in 2000. I left DOC in 2011, bro. That's when I got paroled. So what year did the tablet come into play? Let's see what else it can do. It says you can send messages, play games, and stream music. Wow.
Whatever artist, if it has it, it will come up. I can add it to a playlist.
This one got a whole dog in the cell, bro. So this must be a program that I was talking about. Like, if you get to a minimum restricted, this is probably a minimum restricted right here. Officials believe the tablets will make the prisoner safer, reducing friction around.
You're not going to get
walls.
bullied because you have your own portable phone. You cannot download anything on them. It's all Wi-Fi, no internet access whatsoever. That way we know if they've tampered with it in any way, if they've removed the screws or tried to take it apart. New generation are more comfortable texting, and so the offenders, the communication with their loved ones, with their kids have increased.
That's interesting, bro.
Your only connection to the outside world is your family, your friends. If I go outside and have an issue with someone on the yard, I can come back in here and just unwind and put a game on or, listen to music.
That's interesting.
She's like, well, why should you?
That is crazy right there, bro.
And
they didn't have none of that shit.
You get bored in here. Your mind travels, and when you have a system you can go to that's positive, it changes your perception. I'll focus more on staying out of trouble and more or less back to, okay, I can focus on something positive.
Damn, that's crazy. Because when I was in there, you got a radio. They started giving they started giving the thin screens for like the TVs, but it used to be the big old prison boxes, man. And they messed that shit up. The inmates messed that shit up because of the simple fact is, bro, they started hiding shit in there, and then they changed it to being a clear TV, and people started doing. They started getting these little Game Boys, and somehow they started making tattooing. That's just wild, bro. That shit is hella crazy, homie. Oh, that's El Chapo, homie. The El Chapo homeboy. Let's see what they doing in Denver right here.
Now, for years, we've shown you case after case of deputies crossing the line inside the Denver jail.
Oh, shit.
Your tax dollars have paid for millions of dollars in settlements. And now the city of Denver is facing another suit. And once again, there is video of the violence. Denver 7's Mark Stewart has a look at that.
And we obtained this video late today from inside the Denver jail showing the heated exchange between a deputy and an inmate. And it's not the first time this officer's conduct has been called into question.
That's terrible, bro. That's
Christmas
ridiculous
Day
right
2010, inmate Sean Pack was unhappy about the food in jail. When Denver deputy Thomas Ford approached Pack, things turned ugly, as you can see in this just released video.
He strikes him in the head, he throws him to the ground, he strikes him on the ground, and then he throws him against a wall.
What's seen as excessive by attorney Qusair Mohammed was viewed as acceptable by the Department of Internal Affairs. In this letter sent to Pack's father, an official says this case is exonerated, saying no policies were violated, accusing Pack of trying to incite a riot in the facility.
Deputy Ford, rather than engaging in de-escalation techniques, rapidly approaches Mr. Pack and begins to brutalize.
Even though the deputy was cleared of any wrongdoing, this video is part of a new lawsuit against the city and county of Denver and Deputy Ford. The lawsuit was filed by this man, Kyle Askin, seen in this video, being hit by Deputy Ford inside the jail in 2014. Ford was fired for this incident, but a board overturned his firing. Now the city is appealing it.
And the reason why they're not terminating Officer Ford is because they didn't discipline him in the past. It is very concerning that Denver uses their past failures as a reason to not discipline officers today.
And there's a new sheriff in place since these cases took place, but the attorneys behind the case feel he's not making changes fast enough, allowing bad officers.
See, and that's the bad part about it, bro. We done had multiple people die recently in the Denver County, and these cops they're being justified for that shit, bro. What the hell? Let's watch the county. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is crooked, bro. Denver County person dies. Denver County jail, and they're getting off on this shit, man. Oh, they got a documentary on the Denver County. Let's see what they saying about the Denver County doc, bruh. Oh, okay, this is Sterling.
The goal of our state's prison system is to rehabilitate as many people as possible. However,
Ford
as
is
we
my
know,
little
people
cousin, and he
return to
got
prison
hands
within months of being
Damn,
released.
he
I found out about a new program
He looked like
at
he was
Sterling Correctional
taking off on
Facility
food.
that's changing that outcome.
What's up with it, Rada?
Within 3 years, 50% of inmates released from Colorado prisons end up back behind bars.
This is a part of reforming the system.
So
Tyrone
now put
Walker
that
and Dante Lamar
now
Owens
put that shit in
tired of seeing
perspective.
that statistic.
He said 50% of people re-offend, homie. So now put that in perspective for the YOS youngsters. They learn that at a young age. They're gonna re-offend, homie. There's it's just like a repetitive door. You start that young, you get programmed into that life, bro, and you're gonna re-offend. There's no hope for the youngsters. They need to have programs, bro, and really give these little youngsters some opportunity. My bro said you had to level up to even get opportunity in there. So they're making it's really a failment for the young kids.
Play out.
All right. Well, it's a community-based pre-release reentry program that's actually led by
Crash Out. You know what it is, Rada. Mile High School, Big Gilly. Hey, get some sleep, homie. I know you worked hard today. Have the Denver Kings. What's up, Rada? You know what it is.
To start your rehabilitation.
Walker and Owens are leaders of the program called Reimagine, which teaches inmates social skills, time management, and how to cope with long sentences.
The best thing we can do is try to have an impact on the individual before they leave.
And release day is a day These two.
So I just have a question though, and my thing is, bro, maybe I don't know how to get over that. If you have a fucking long ass sentence, a life sentence, right? And you're not never getting out for like a long time, and if you have a life sentence, you're never getting out. How do you have that mindset to really get up and try to change? Like a person in there is just gonna go crazy, and they're gonna definitely just chill in there and go crazy, and they're not gonna try to change. So what is it? Do you change and then you teach the youngsters that are coming through? You be an example? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Two men may never see.
I'm serving a life without parole, a life without plus 12 years.
In fact, most of the leaders of the program are serving life sentences.
It took a long time to deal with the time we had. You know, we come here, our life is shattered, and we spend the first 10 or 15 years picking up all the broken pieces and trying to figure out where to go with that. And then when we get there, there's a debt owed to the people that come behind us.
Owen says a few days ago, an inmate thanked him for the program.
He used to get a lot of write-ups. You know, he was a management problem. And now his first time up for parole, he got parole.
They're able to have individuals go through this program and then go away from prison and then not come back within 3 to 6 months, which is usually how we determine whether or not a recidivism program is working.
State Senator James Coleman is sponsoring Senate Bill 67 to expand the program to include job training.
So we're excited about figuring out a way to provide some funding to address this issue in this bill, but also save a ton of money as a state.
Coleman says it costs $50,000 a year to house an inmate.
Damn.
Inmates who work can earn their own money and pay income taxes.
As for myself with the program, I would like it to be a highly effective, self-sustaining machine. So I would like the program to literally walk a guy out the door and to that help. We don't want him going somewhere and falling back into the same situation.
Walker and Owen say by helping one inmate, they're helping everyone that person is connected to.
Helping his kids if he got kids. It's helping his mom if he got, his parents. It's helping his community when we get out there.
And in turn, transforming Colorado's criminal justice system. Reporting in Sterling, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Wow, bro.
Well, the bill that would provide funding for the Reimagine program would also.
I don't miss them greens, man. That's your boy Sev and them greens. That's a motherfucking picture I always will keep just to remind me I ain't never going back to that bullshit ass place. That's wild, man. That's interesting. So they got all these programs. They should have these programs with youngsters, honestly.
Any of us, honestly, can sometimes be defined by the worst or the dumbest thing we've ever done. In the case of inmates, that's certainly what you're going to find if you search for their names online. Inside the Fremont Correctional Facility in Canyon City, a journalism professor challenged inmates to write their own life story, the good and the bad. Our Katie Eastman and photojournalist Ann Herbst take us to class.
Oh, shit. I don't even got this on. I'm tripping.
The facts of your life up to this point are.
I'm tripping, pimping. My bad.
And chaos.
So at Fremont Correctional Facility, the incarcerated write their own.
Oh, shit.
Everybody should have their story told, and that's why I wanted you to write your own. Yeah.
But that's what it is, man. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, man. Yeah, so yeah, that's to the homie Locked Out. He wanted to know about a little bit about the youth defender system out here, So big shout out to you, man. Hopefully I'll open up some eyes to what the youngsters go through, and we're gonna get at it again, man. All high salute to everybody that tapped in. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed night. I'm gonna holler at you here in a minute to the next one. You know what it is. Let's go.